It amazes me that you went in when you were 14. I mean, do you feel like you were a little bit crazy for doing it?
No, not really. I just don't see how I got in. But I had to tell so many different stories and a few lies, I guess, before they really. I must have convinced them, you know. And they took me on in, sent me to Charlotte, and had a physical, and sent me to Bamberg, Maryland.
You don't see yourself as a hero?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. I done what I didn't have to do. I went in when I didn't have to, you know. That's the way I look at it. It amazes me how I got in there anyway. But it didn't take me long to ride home and tell Mama to get me out of here.
Didn't work?
No. Now they tell me, suffer, kid. But we had a lot of fun.
Well, it's good you made it. We're happy to be able to be talking to you.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to be here, too. And be in the shape I'm in. I'm tickled to death.
The only question I would have is, you know, you said 2 weeks in, you were like, oh, God, Mom could come get me.
Yeah.
I mean, your drill instructor, I mean, they didn't ask you what your age was? They didn't?
No, I was, as long as you're in there, you're old enough to be in there. When you go through Charlotte and you're accepted in the United States Navy, they know that you got to be 18 years of age. And they didn't question, but they know that about everybody knowed I wasn't that old. But they just send me down to get a bucket of blue steam or something in the engine room, you know, every now and then, pull a trick on me.
You had to look so much younger than everybody else, or there were a lot of guys there who looked to be young teenagers?
Well, I was 5 foot 4.5 inches tall, and I weighed 131 pounds.
And looked like a baby.
I must not look too much like one, the way they took me on in. But I don't know how I done it, but I did.
Okay. All right.
That's amazing.
Good deal.
Amazing story.
Well, it's got my date of birth on there. It was 29, January the 9th, and when I went in and what day I reported for duty at Bamberg, Maryland.
So you went in 11 March.
That's when I went there. 3rd of March is when I was accepted in the Navy as an apprentice seaman, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay. And then this is, tell us about the ship.
This is a ship this was in the North Atlantic sometime in 44. I can't tell you where we was at or what it was.
It's a big ocean, right?
That's right. That's right.
So what's the ship called? What type of ship is it?
It's a destroyer escort. They call it a DE. DE-160 USS Loy. And it's 210 feet long and 39 feet wide.
You still remember all that?
Yeah, that's about all I remember though.
So what's the mission of a destroyer escort?
Well, mostly it's they run with different ships, the destroyers, the cruisers, and the troop ships, and whatever's an escort. Mm-hmm. That's mainly what they were developed for.
Right. You know, I wanted to ask you, when you were on deck of the Loy on D-Day, looking in at Normandy Beach, were you able to see guys going onto shore? Were you able to see the shells being lobbed at the pillboxes?
Oh yeah, well the ships out there was all firing, trying to knock them out. And I was up here at the 3-inch 50 right there, I was on that. That was my general quarters position, was that 3-inch 50 on the bow.
So you were seeing, I mean, you were watching the beach, you were watching them
Well,
storming.
you couldn't see much, 'cause yeah, there's too much going on.
Okay. I'm gonna have him at some point that out to you again,
Okay.
Ken.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do it right here.
Is that good glare? Well, I don't want it to be glare.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. All right, go ahead and
He's
point
gonna
that
be
out
right in
again.
there. Could you show us again, tell us where you were?
That's a 3-inch 50 gun right there. And I was on one side of that. One side trains it this way and the other side trains it this way and fires it.
So you said that's your general quarters, right?
That was my general quarters on the ship.
So you were all out there in your general quarters that day, just
Oh yeah, everybody was at general quarters.
that must have been something.
It was, especially for the kids.